Okay, Mr. Newman, if you can unmute, please.
Yes, Judge. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon. Thank you. We're on the record in All-American versus Travel Lodge of Gaylord, file number 2520078. And we have Mr. Newman present here on behalf of plaintiff. This hearing was set for 3 p.m. today. It's now shortly after 3 p.m. I don't see anyone else. Oh, wait a second. Mr. Tawari's here. Hold on. Okay, Mr. Tuari's connected. So we're on the record today. Mr. Newman, you've got a motion noticed up for entry of a default judgment. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, how did you want to proceed today on that?
Judge, you may recall we were here before on this motion. This is a renotice. We had thought we had a resolution crafted. We had adjourned the matter without a date pending the outcome of that resolution and, if necessary, the renoticing of this motion. Unfortunately, for a number of reasons I won't go into on the record, we weren't able to facilitate the return of the subject to personal property, which is the pool table, 2 pool tables and accessories. Mr. Tuari did reach out to me and my client, Mr. Bright, the owner of the plaintiff company, last week, saying that there was a different personnel on site that may facilitate the return, but with the short notice and my client having a large commitment to a casino, he was not able to go over there and retrieve the pool tables last week. It's my understanding we now have access to them. We're just looking for some resolution today, Judge, either the judgment that we asked for in the complaint where there's a monetary judgment, or in lieu of the money, the return of the pool tables and accessories. Obviously, if we can just get the tables back, then we would file a satisfaction of judgment. I just think it requires an order where if we can't get relief, we can come back and get a writ from the court and take the appropriate authorities over there with us to get what we need.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Tuari, I think we may have discussed this in the past, but as a non-attorney, you're not able to make legal arguments on behalf of your organization. I certainly would give you an opportunity to make whatever statements you'd like for the record today, just as far as me being able to take any kind of action from a legal standpoint. I wouldn't be able to do that, but was there anything you wanted to state for the record today?
No, I generally think what Attorney Newman said is accurate. We're struggling with calendars, and we've got one individual that makes it hard to release any property at the hotel. So I've got another individual there, which I was mentioning to Attorney Newman and Scott over the last couple weeks or days around getting something organized. So it's pretty accurate from my perspective.
All right. Okay. Well, based on the procedural posture of this case, the court finds that entry of a default judgment is appropriate. Obviously, Mr. Newman, you and Mr. Tuari are free to negotiate how that judgment gets satisfied. But in terms of, I agree at this point, it's I think in everybody's interest for the court to get a final order entered in this case. So, Mr. Newman, the court will grant your motion. And if you can present the court under the 7-day rule with a judgment that the court can sign, and then again, you and Mr. Tuari are free to discuss how that gets carried out. Is there anything further I can address, Mr. Newman, for your side?
No, Judge, I'll submit a proposed judgment under the 7-day rule as directed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tuari. Anything further from your side today?
Yeah, but to make sure I'm getting definitions right, that means we're getting a final court order from you, Judge, to facilitate, like, get this done, essentially, like not leaving it up to negotiation, essentially.
Yeah. So Mr. Newman, was there some certain listed in the complaint?
There was, Judge, and our conversion claim was treble damages for 45,000, but we're still the value of the pool tables is 15,000. We're still willing to accept. I'm more than happy to put in the judgment that amount, or in lieu of that, the return of the pool tables. I just think with having a judgment in place, that if there is some difficulties in the future, we can avail ourselves of assistance from the court through proper channels and writs.
Yeah. So, Mr. Tuari, it'll provide it sounds like the judgment would provide you with those two options to put this matter to rest for good. To the extent that you didn't do either of those, that just means Mr. Newman can then use legal process to either collect or obtain the property.
Understood. Yeah, we've got no intention of keeping it, so it's not being used. So we'll figure that out.
Okay.
For
All
helping
right,
it
thank you.
get finalized.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge. Thank you, Mr. Tuari.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, Ms. Saban, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, Mr. Saban, I need you to unmute and turn on your camera, please, if you can hear me. While he's doing that, on the record in this case, this is Saban versus Saban. This is file number 20279. And Mr. Saban, I just need you to unmute, please. There we go. Okay. All right. So we have both parties connected. I have this set for entry of a judgment of divorce today. Ms. Saban, is that how you wanted to proceed?
Yes,
All right. And Mr. Saban, is that how you wanted to proceed as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Saban, can you raise your right hand and let me know once it's raised?
it's raised.
All right. And Mr. Saban, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you
Yes,
both
sir.
solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can both lower your hands. I'm going to be asking each of you a series of questions. The questions I'm going to be asking are those that I'm required to ask to establish the grounds for divorce under Michigan law. Ms. Saban, you filed a complaint for divorce and you signed that complaint. Is that true?
Yes,
At the time you signed that complaint, had you been a resident of the state of Michigan for 180 days?
yes,
Had you been a resident of Otsego County for at least 10 days?
yes,
In your complaint for divorce, there's a statement that indicates that there's been a breakdown of your marriage relationship such that the objects of matrimony had been destroyed and there remained no reasonable likelihood that the marriage could be preserved. Was that true when you filed that complaint?
yes,
Does that remain true today?
yes,
Are there any children under the age of 18 that were born to or adopted by you during the marriage?
no,
Are you currently pregnant?
no,
Under the judgment of divorce, you would not be receiving any alimony or spousal support. You understand that you would be waiving that forever and that you would not be able to come back later and ask the court for that.
yes,
And the proposed judgment that you signed indicates that you and Mr. Saban have divided up any property or debts of the marriage and there remains no issues left for the court to decide. Is that true?
yes,
Okay. And you're asking to have your last name changed, is that correct as well?
yes, please.
All right. Mr. Saban, have you heard all the questions that I asked Ms. Saban?
I have, Your Honor.
Have you heard all of her answers?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any reason to believe that any of the answers she gave were untrue?
No, sir.
You also would not be receiving any alimony or spousal support. You understand that you would be waiving that as well, and you would not be able to come back later and ask the court for that either.
I do, sir.
And do you agree that you've already divided everything up between the two of you and there remain no issues left for the court to decide?
I do, sir.
All right, thank you. The court finds that the statutory grounds for divorce have been met by the testimony of both the parties here on the record today. I've reviewed the judgment and find that it's equitable, contains all the provisions required by statute. I've signed that judgment. That means that your divorce is final as of today. Ms. Saban, that also means that your name will be legally changed going forward. So you're gonna need to get a copy of the judgment from the clerk's office here because you'll need that to change your identification and other documents. Do you have any questions about that?
Nope. I will take care of that, yes.
Okay, Mr. Saban, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. That concludes this hearing today, and you're both free to disconnect at this time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It also concludes the court's afternoon docket. The court will be in recess until 9 a.m. tomorrow.